hardly functioning. Great times.
Great times at the Hallow stream.
That's actually really good.
I've been waiting to use that for a week now.
Have you? Alright, so Michael and Andrew both missed land drops, and Michael was saying how he missed land drop, and Andrew was like, I also missed land drop.
Though it hurts Michael a lot more than Andrew, who's on 3 lands with all of his colors.
Yep.
And there's a mountain. I'll take it. Deus, thank you for getting there. Thank you for the follow. It's not. It's a part of the stream.
It is the stream name, Josh. You can't.
The highlight of my night.
Well, we're glad to have you here. We're glad you got here safely.
Me too.
Alright. So they're talking about differences between Hyro elimination and opt. Andrew seems to like opt, like Hydro elimination. I mean Hyro elimination, hieroglyphic elimination more than opt here. Because in the late game it can allow you to draw 2 cards or 4 cards with active amulet.
Yeah, drawing 4 cards is a little bit better than Scry draw.
But I think the big thing is this deck just is so fun. This deck is just digging for very specific things, so having a 1-drop that lets you dig efficiently does feel important here. And now they're talking about like what his role in the matchup should be. It's a ghost, Josh.
It is Halloween.
Ignore the ghost.
So we have Hunted set up. We have an Inventor's Apprentice down.
Yep.
We have puns. We have slamming in. Wait. Okay, I thought he scooped. I thought he went in and scooped.
Yeah,
Wait,
so
he did? Wait. Okay.
he just swung for 10.
Okay.
Yeah. And Michael's at 7 and dead.
Andrew's just so good at throwing cards I can't keep up with what's going on.
Yep. Alright, so they are currently 1-1. Sebastian, what do you think about this matchup?
I feel like Michael... he needs a very specific hand full of removal to be able to keep Andrew at bay, and when Andrew runs out of cards, then he needs to hit the portion of his deck that lets him dig and find his combo. And he needs that exact lineup to be able to face down some of the large threats that Andrew can put down early.
Also, one quick reprieve while they're doing that. So, Josh, coming up after this game, you are going to be going in for 2 games. Your teamer deck is ready to go, correct?
What do you need?
Is it in the sideboard or the main board? Why are you playing that in the main board, Josh?
Don't ask, let me play Magic.
Alright, go in there and talk to Corey and see if he has one lying around. If it looks like he's like super contrary in what he's doing, don't bother him, but say that you do need to commit to memory. Kill me, Josh.
It's 1 card. It's fine.
Alright. So, right now they're trying to figure out Josh's tech choice, I guess, and the fact that he doesn't own it.
I mean, we're here to test it out.
What are you doing?
I'm seeing what it does.
You don't know what commit to memory does?
No, I don't play standard.
Okay. So commit to memory.
Well, here it is. 4 mana instant, put target spell or non-land permanent to its owner's library, second from the top.
Memory is a Wheel of Fortune. It shuffles. It's
6 mana sorcery. Each player shovels his or her hand and graveyard to their library and draw 7.
It's time spiral without shuffling. I mean, without untapping.
Okay. And he's on Teamer Energy? Teamer Black?
Teamer Energy. I don't know. It's a weird choice, but we're gonna have to see how it works.
Yeah.
And right now, Michael's getting dressed. I'm sorry, guys. We got distracted. He's taking the amulet out, leaving Michael with a hand of a braid. Wait, does he not have a second land?
He's got a mountain.
Okay, he has a mountain, but he has no blue mana.
A little
Okay, he
bit.
has blue mana.
We're fine.
I feel like he plays it here, even though it gives out free information.
I don't think there's a land that he would draw that he would rather play over the Spire Bluff, except for a second Spire Bluff.
Do you just go and pop off your Harness Lightning? Yep.
Yeah. Lightning Strike.
Okay, Lightning Strike. He has an op now. Gonna go ahead and start trying to get some card selection. And he's actually looking in not terrible shape right now.
Braid and Opt? Like, not awful.
Yeah. Just attacking with the Bowmat Courier. Michael doesn't really cure. He can take one. He can sit back. He can do nothing here. Playing the Scoundrel.
End step Opt. We use Scry.
Up,
Looks like a pull. Yep.
Yeah, pull from tomorrow. Real slow, and he can't cast it right now. I can't see what he drew, but from what he said, it's kind of slow.
Doesn't have much impact with 3 lands, I assume.
Yeah.
Braid the Scrounger.
Alright. So he's braiding the Scrounger just to buy more time here. It makes sense.
Picks up Magma Strike.
Oh, man, that
feel
hurts.
Press 1 if you feel bad. Cut the Bowmat Courier. Fast turn.
Cutting the Bowmat Courier feels perfectly fine here. Just going to take away all the possible threats that Andrew has, and he's currently just hoping not to see a Hazoret hit the board, because I don't think he beats a Hazoret.
No.
Wait, no. Hour can kill Hazoret.
Oh yeah, it loses Indestructible.
Mm-hmm.
Though he is still on 3 lands. Spray the Scrounger. Untap, draw.
Okay.
Michael on 3 lands.
Michael on 3 lands.
Andrew on 5. I feel like Andrew could be on 3 lands. Michael could be on 5, and they'd both be not super upset.
All right, so Michael's not super happy here to see another Scrappy Scrounger. But he's able to just
land. What is that? Rampaging Ferocidon?
It's a Rampaging Ferocidon.
And that does stuff?
Yeah. I guess he just brought it in solely because it is a reasonable body and a creature. So
Michael's having a field day. Like
Michael's
drawing
not
these
having a great
4+ drops on 3 lands. Is that a Lightning Strike?
Appears to be a Lightning Strike.
Michael's losing it.
Michael's not great. What gets Michael out of the spot here?
Land drops? What? Triple land.
Alright, so right now, Josh, if you want to go and get in there, you're going to swap out with Andrew and Michael. You're going to be playing with Michael on his Amulet deck. I would advise against Falling.
That's a good idea. You're playing on the side that you wanted to play on?
Yeah.
Is that it? Alright.
Alright.
I believe in you, Josh.
Let Andrew know that he's going to be the one that's taking over the technical side of things for now.
Okay. Alrighty.
So, currently we have Timur taking down Bug 2-0, Timur taking down Mardu 2-0, and Mardu taking down Amulet 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
And right now we're just going to have a second of them swapping around. This is usually where we put the logo in, but we're
fine.
Corey currently had to step away for a second after handling all the audio issues, and he isn't able to set up the...
Corey needed a break from running back and forth.
Running back and forth, getting agitated because, just the audio just stopped working. No reason. Just stopped.
Just
stopped.
Just dead. How are we sounding right now? Hello, the Wyatt. How are you?
Hello.
Is this tournament or just testing? We are just streaming playtesting right now, not really a tournament.
Yeah, we do plan on starting to have a more set schedule, and our go-to formats are tournament style, gauntlet style, and then what we're doing tonight, which is just playtesting across the meta.
Yeah.
As of currently, we don't have any plans to do EDH on the stream solely because it encompasses a lot more work, and right now we're just trying to okay, there's no
We're
static.
sounding
Great.
good.
Okay,
well, that's great.
Right
news.
now, to finish up. Okay. So right now we're trying to just stream more for. We are a competitive team. We're trying to start putting some results up on different events, and so we try to focus a lot on the competitive constructive formats. We do play EDH for fun on the side, but streaming it just isn't something we currently have on the docket, but not totally rolling out for it far in the future.
I feel like it'll happen eventually, but right now we're planning on play testing, recording our play testing so we could learn from our games.
So currently we're only, for Cage, we are only 3 matches in, but we've had Teamer versus Bog Energy, and Teamer took that 2-0. Then Teamer versus Mardu, Teamer took that 2-0, and then Mardu versus the Grixis Amulet deck, which you're currently watching, and Mardu took that 2-1.
What are you playing? Are you on Teamer?
Josh is on Teamer. And right now we're having Teamer versus Amulet. We're having a lot of Teamer this time around, but that's kind of standard right now.
Yeah. Plenty of Teamer.
Alright, so there's probably a little bit of feedback there because Sebastian was running with his mic in.
I do enjoy running around with my mic. Josh's serving got taken down, and does he have an Ether Hub? It doesn't look like he has red mana.
Now, Josh is stuck there with just green-blue mana, which looking at his curve so far, I can see why he kept the hand, but it certainly feels like it can get awkward. And this is the type of game that feels like Michael can win.
Yeah.
Josh currently doesn't have anything really big going on, and
just kind of going one step at a time for Josh, which Michael, we shouldn't have too much issue keeping up with.
It looks like Josh drew a Glorybringer for turn, but still has no red mana to cast it with. He also has a Chandra, I believe?
Yes, a Chandra. I think he might have to eventually Supreme Will and just look for a hub.
Yeah. What is up, Corey?
Just trying to see where all the... Where's your phone?
Phone's over there. We moved all the phones out of what we thought would be range.
Let's see. I almost feel like it might be the laptop.
The laptop may be the issue here.
This is...
Sultai, I assume you mean? Yeah, that was round 1 with Sultai versus Teamer. A couple people locally that we know have been on Sultai and have enjoyed it quite a lot. I think the deck is strong, and I think that it has a spot in the meta. I do think that Teamer is a little bit better due to Glorybringer and Glorybringer, Harness Lightning, and Whirl of Virtuoso, mostly Whirl of Virtuoso and Glorybringer. Scarab God is really strong, but
Glorybringer is just such a house everywhere.
And also,
in every matchup.
And also Michael has the not Michael. Sultai has the ability to steal it with Hostage Taker, Scarab God, Confiscation Coup if they're choosing to play it, but I doubt they are. Michael right now just kind of stumbling. Not so much stumbling, but he's just doing nothing. And Josh is stumbling. Just straight green-black snake. I haven't really played around with straight green-black snake since Ixanas came out. It's
mostly shifted to Sultai with the addition of Hostage Taker and stop playing Verdurous Gearhulk and some of the bigger things. It's gone down on Rishkars. Some lists have completely cut Rishkar.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of have to agree moving towards the blue for Hostage Taker over going big with the original green-black snake.
Yeah. Like, I think the deck is still decent, but I think that adding the blue just makes the deck more consistent.
Adding Scarab God and Hostage Taker.
Well, even Rogue Refiner. Rogue Refiner is a really good card.
Mm-hmm.
So they're thinking, and
We see 6 mana Torment for 4.
who?
Supreme Will it.
Truman 4 and Josh pulling a Supreme Will to counter it. And that felt just kind of like a very obvious desperation play from Michael.
Right.
But he has another one in play, so he was probably lining up the 1-2 punch.
Right. And the next one will be 1, maybe 2 larger if he draws a land.
Yep. And it's probably unlikely that Josh has another counterspell in hand.
I don't believe it. Nope. Just looks like a bunch of red cards. We see a board wipe and a torment. That's a lot of nickel bolus.
Yeah.
Here's cub number 2, pass turn.
Okay.
We see
Alright.
Glorybringer, Chandra, Harness Lightning in Josh's hand. Michael drew a Glimmer.
Okay. So Michael's not facing down lethal pressure within the in the next swing, and has the ability to try to set something up with the Glimmer, or you can just cast the Hour, which would not kill both cubs, but it would kill one cub and one Whirl of Virtuoso.
He can Glimmer, look for land spell, and try to make land drop. Oh no, we're just going to Torment.
I don't like that play.
I don't either.
It's the type of play that can line up Josh to make some type of mistake, but at the same time,
I feel like it's better to take it slow here and set up with Glimmer. If not, just fire off the
what's going on, Andrew?
I'm just watching.
Okay.
if not, fire off the Hour.
I'm honestly confused as to why Josh is even sacrificing permanence here. Was Michael tapping out? Just going to 5 is honestly pretty safe against the amulet deck.
Yeah.
Is there a cut to ribbons? Like, I don't think there is.
Not currently, no.
No.
So, if he drew cut, even just casting cut to ribbons would only put him deal 3 to him, and then Josh could threaten a ton of damage. Was it almost lethal even? What?
He couldn't swing for lethal.
Okay.
He would need to gain, I think it was 5 more energy to swing for lethal.
Okay, but like, I don't know, just sacrificing the Rogue Refiner or even discarding. I guess you can discard Harness Lightning because it's a useless card in the matchup.
Yeah.
Well,
It's useless because like he could use it to pump one of his cubs, but
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. He had lethal with the Harness Lightning.
did he have lethal?
Yep. Because he has 5 activations. So he has 14 in play, plus the Rogue Refiner. If he just didn't sack anything and took 15, he killed him.
Yeah, that's correct. But counterpoint, 4, 8.
4, 5,
Killed
6,
him anyways, I think.
No, it does not.
8 plus...
8 plus,
Yep.
That he can put him down to 2 life, I believe.
Thank you, Anissa, for the follow.
Alright, I'll go back out now.
Yep, thank you, Anissa. Okay, so really important thing to point out here. Josh just made both of his cubs. Never mind. So he made both of his cubs 4/4s, which means that he essentially is going to lose out on 2 points of power if Hour of Devastation is cast. But if Hour of Devastation is cast, he is most likely Michael is most likely dead.
Well, Josh can double pump one of the cubs up to 6.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Never mind. So what do you think the play is here from Josh? I mean, not from Josh, from Michael. So he's gonna cast the Hour.
If he doesn't have anything to do...
Okay,
Okay, we're back.
Okay.
Josh, like, wait a minute. We can kill you.
Wait a minute. This play is bad.
Let's
Okay.
okay, yeah, we're gonna double pump one. We're gonna
Okay.
see both die and see if Michael has an answer to that tub with 5 damage on it. We
Is
see
his-
Opt Glimmer.
Is this
so
only out to opt into a magma spray here?
I think so. And
That's not a magma spray. That's an island.
alright, flip it. Flip it. Nope.
That's not a magma spray. That's a
That's an Aether Hub.
Aether Hub.
That's
That's a useless land.
here's Chandra, just
Alright.
in case.
So we're currently 1-1. Amulet has taken it to game 3. Both rounds is played. So I don't know. Who do you think Who do you think feels favored in this matchup? Because I hate to say it, I feel like Amulet's almost favored in this matchup.
Do you?
I forgot to take the one off. Sorry.
Yeah. I think that. I think the fact that that Josh doesn't really have, like, his early threats don't put that much pressure on, and he's not really doing much to disrupt what Michael's doing.
Right, everything's just kind of happening, and he has to try to
Yeah.
keep up with it. Like, outside of Supreme Will, you don't really have any interaction.
That being said, Josh does have access to a braid and to confiscation Q.
Both of which are very strong.
Feel very
And
strong
keeping
against
him
the
off
amulet.
of combo.
So
I wouldn't even say combo, off of amulet, period.
had they not sideboarded for last game, or are they re-sideboarding now?
So what happened was the score wasn't changed, and that was game 1.
Oh, that was game 1?
Yes.
Okay. So Josh actually took that. It's actually 1-0 currently in Josh's favor.
Yes, it is updated now. It is 1-0 for Josh.
Okay. That makes sense. I found it completely plausible that I did not remember a game win from Michael during all of the confusion that was going on.
Right.
Because there was a fair amount of confusion with all of the shenanigans that happened with the audio and the other stuff.
And everything.
Yeah. Actually, looking at, I think that Josh is going to take this 2-0.
Do you?
Just like, especially he won the game 1. That's the game that feels more rough for
Yeah.
him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he has dead cards like Harness Lightning and Harness Lightning
And also Harness Lightning.
and also Harness Lightning. But now he's gaining access to, I'm not sure his exact sideboard, but he has access to some of my counter spells and possibly some of my artifact destruction. And I feel like that with actually good disruption for what Michael's trying to do, that it's going to be hard for him to really gain much traction.
Right. Yeah, winning the game 1 here, I think, is a huge factor into who gets the match.
Yeah.
Because game 1 is the one where there just isn't much interaction. Michael has the chance to just do what he does. But in this match, he just got outraced, and now we're in sideboards where Josh can bring in some number of counter spells, get rid of dead cards, and try to tackle this game 2 with a bit of interaction.
Yeah, and I think that just, like, I think one of the strengths of Teamer is the fact that it has the ability to, maybe not so much game 1, but at least games 2 and 3, it has the ability to combat a wide variety of decks. And it feels like that Josh's plan needs less to go right for him,
Mm-hmm.
whereas Michael's plan needs a lot for him to go right for him. to win this
Especially in
match.
game 2.
Yeah, especially game 2 and 3. So all right. So they're having a little banter here.
Friendly banter.
Friendly banter.
Shots fired.
Shots fired. Hopefully no one at home could hear those shots fired.
I don't think anybody got hit. I think we're okay.
Okay, those shots were not heard very loud. Alrighty then. So also worth noting, the brainstorm sleeves are beautiful, but I would be lying if I said
They shuffled well.
Yes, that, and also the fact that people that use those sleeves without character guard sleeves over top of them make me upset,
Right.
because those sleeves are beautiful.
And
But they are not designed to stay, like, you're gonna get, like, a month of shuffling out of those at best.
I feel like packs of
80.
well, packs of stuff with art on them
Packs of stuff.
compared to like Dragon Children stuff, they should just automatically be included with a bundle of character cards.
Yep. Like, I'm sorry,
Days. Did you read it as Desu?
I didn't read it as Desu at first.
But now that I said it.
Now that I said it,
We're sorry, Dave.
sorry, Desu. 422.
Nathaniel.
What?
That is very rude. No spoopies. Well, I guess not having anything spoopy is a little rude as well. I'm sorry about
We
that.
had spoopy audio issues.
That was very creepy. We
I can
even have,
assure you that those audio issues scared Corey more than any ghost.
I'd have to agree.
But yeah, like we had another one of those days where we kind of got in here and quickly threw together and a plan for the night and didn't have the most amount of prep time and unfortunately didn't have the most amount of time to plan on a special Halloween thing. Feels kind of lame, but
Scared everybody, I think.
it scared everyone. Like it scared a good amount of viewers away. Which is totally fine. Too spoopy.
Too spoopy. Well, here's our spoopy Halloween stuff. Yo, was that double bubble? You have to get me some.
Gonna have to give me some of that double bubble. Am I out of Starburst? I'm out of Starburst.
Quick poll, favorite gum.
Quick, okay. People in the
People in chat, tell us your favorite type of bubble gum, chewing gum.
yes, bubblegum chewing gum. We promise not to judge you. That's a lie. I'm always judging.
I think bubble yum is my favorite. Always has like the best bubbles. Also, the cotton candy flavor is.
That's fair.
I feel like it's a tier 1 bubble gum.
It's definitely tier 1. I honestly get what's the name of it? The one with the truth or dare on all the packs. That's
5.
I just get 5 because like it's cheap. You get big packs of it, and I go through gum really bad.
Well, because you offer it to people. That's your first mistake.
Well, no, even when I don't offer it to people, I just like I don't know. And it's AG bubble yum. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very wise choice.
You are currently the best,
Around.
and no one will ever keep you down.
And here's the Death Court Scavenger.
Yep.
I think that's what that card is.
Yeah, okay, that actually makes a lot of sense in this matchup because he can use it to eat the Aftermath cards, which there are a couple in this matchup. Cut to ribbons.
Oh, okay.
But unfortunately, by playing it, it means that it can get cut. 5 Elixir is really good, but the flavor goes too fast. Yeah, that's fair. Takuya Snake? No. The deck is good, play it. So then,
GC Morgan. One thing about Sneak, you should just take the deck and then you play it because the deck's good.
yeah, that's it. I talked you out of it.
Kinda. Double stamped pull from tomorrow. That's really neat.
Okay, giving up lands, you say that like it's a problem. I am joking. I mean, if you're giving up lands, at that point, just stay with lands. Lands is a fine deck. It's good against a fair amount of the meta
Sneak's
right now.
better, please.
Sneak is better, though, because especially if people are going on the Storm Train, boy, are you going to have a rough time with lands. Alright, so Michael has the option of drawing the Scarab God, but leaving himself stuck at 4 mana. What?
What? Okay.
What?
Wait, what?
What? Okay, anyways, let's just ignore everything that just happened. The gym ship. Thank you for following.
Thank you.
Thank you for getting there.
Sword of War and Peace. Whoa, hey, that's a spicy tech I used to play last year. Learned from Philip Gallagher, my Death and Taxes mentor. A couple get their TM jokes thrown around. We are not trademarked. Yet.
I plan on using all my retirement money to trademark Get There.
Retirement money. We
Yes,
magic.
no, well, you know you're not Phil. He's just saying he learned it from his mentor, Phil.
Correct.
Also going to Morgan's comment, Ant is always the correct choice. Oh, Phil was also your D&T mentor. That's neat. Phil's mentored a lot of people in D&T. Didn't so much mentor me on how to play D&T, but I've certainly played enough matches against him to know how to play against D&T.
So you're on Ant, but you play 4 days. And you daze their Thalia.
I mean, shots fired. Alright, I'm going to do one joke before we go back to the commentary. Ant is pretty simple. Step 1, storm count 1. Step 2, storm count 3. Step 3, storm count 9.
Tendies.
Tendrils. Easy game.
Last input, you pull out your Pokemon energy to represent your mana, and the second your opponent sees that, they go, yeah, that's game.
GG.
You pull out what represents your mana and your storm count, and then you just win.
Yeah.
And here we are,
With,
Michael with Scarab God taking a Death Guard Scavenger.
Yep.
This board doesn't line up super poorly.
No,
Michael's not having issues.
So, the thing is, Michael's playing more like a Scarab God deck right now, and Scarab God is real good. Good.
Gourd.
Gourd.
Because it's Halloween. We gotta talk about pumpkins and stuff.
I mean, like, honestly, just play whatever feels best to you right now. Like, these are a format that rewards knowledge of a archetype, and even though Lands has a god-awful matchup against Storm and some of the more unfair decks, it still has enough reason to play it. So whatever you think feels best to you is the deck you should play. So, how does Josh win this game? Excluding Confiscation Coup.
Confiscation Coup, or maybe landing Glorybringer and trying to go over. But that's a stretch. I feel like by the point Glorybringer starts ticking down his life bar enough, I think Michael will have either landed his board wipe, or because he does have Hour of Devastation in hand, or just have Amulet already set up and fired.
The combination of having Hour of Devastation in hand and Scarab God in play is so hard for Josh to deal with, because Josh needs to commit more to the board in order to get around that Scarab God plus the creatures on the ground. But the more he commits, the more he's making that Hour of Devastation better.
It's kind of like playing Gideon of the Trowels and board wipes. You're forcing them to go wide to deal with the Gideon, but you're also making your board wipes better.
Yeah. So,
here's a Braid.
What?
Braid the Scarab God? Okay.
So, this just incentivizes Michael to further incentivizes Michael to use that hour to just wrath the board and create a clean slate. And Josh has 0 cards in hand, it looks like.
Yeah, I think this hour is just gonna.
It's just
gonna end the game.
I think it's gonna devastate Josh, for sure. And it feels like a really strong play.
Yeah.
I understand why Josh did it. Does Josh have any knowledge of the Hour of Devastation hand? I don't believe he did.
I don't think there's any.
Yeah, there's no way he could have gained that knowledge. But still, putting yourself in a position where you're this weak against Hour of Devastation does not feel great. And
I think you just get in with the 4, see what happens, wrath and pass turn.
So I feel like right now that Michael's thinking about what he's doing may make Josh make weird block or not block, or I don't know. He should block every time.
Right.
Okay.
I'll take 5.
Okay. So he's just gonna take that damage.
Uh-huh.
Don't know how I feel about that, but it feels very obvious to me that there's probably the board wipe coming. Or
yeah, I think swinging with that there has to be a board wipe in his hand, unless his hand is just 3 removal spells for cardless.
so
Well, you guys have been mentioning this Hour of Devastation quite a few times. Pay close attention to Michael's current land base.
He
can you not cast the Hour of
He currently
Devastation?
has
He has no energy.
1 black-red land, 3 blue-tap lands, 2 black-blue lands, and an Aether Hub with 0 energy.
Okay, so things we just learned. Michael cannot cast Hour of Devastation.
Well,
He
thank you
currently
for pointing that out.
only has 1 red land. So, there's that. Anyways, so Michael trying to make the best of that situation by casting a
Torment.
Torment of Hellfire on 5. Josh can technically survive this by sacrificing 1 token. Or he could sacrifice multiple tokens. Or he has a lot of ways to, lectured. Yes. Yes. We were just giving a stern talking to on how we do not know how mana bases work.
Yeah, so you have to sacrifice at least 1 thing to not die. But then you end up at 1. And I have a cut to ribbon.
What?
2. My bad, I can't math. Yeah, I have a cut to ribbon.
So Josh trying to figure out how to not die here. I feel like you probably just can sacrifice all of your Thopters and your Whirler. I mean, not your Whirler, your
Servant.
Servant with Conduit. Instead, he's just choosing sacrifice the 3 Thopters and takes 6.
Go ahead.
Michael flipping about the cards in his hand.
Is that a commit to memory? It was definitely an aftermath card.
Looks like it may have been commit to memory, but I'm not for sure.
Get in for...
So if it's
Some
commit to
number.
memory, I think that you just get aggressive. No, wait, no, you don't get aggressive. Because you want to hold up that commit to memory as a counter spell.
Because he does have cut in his graveyard.
He has cut in his graveyard, that is correct. And I also just realized that Josh cannot currently activate his Hydra. Which is relevant. And also Michael just drew his 2nd red source, which means he can actually cast that Hour of Devastation. Which feels pretty decent.
It's okay. It's a board wipe. Josh has no cards. Seems alright here.
So this attack is real aggressive, but it makes sense.
Josh chump blocking, saving his life total.
Because there's no way that Michael is dead next turn that I can think of, which leaves him in a pretty safe spot to take the damage from the Hydra as well as the Roller Virtuoso. Because even if Josh top decks a creature with haste, let's just say Glorybringer,
Josh would need 2 energy and also a Glorybringer to come back with lethal.
He would need a total.
Because he has 2.
He would need 3 more energy than he currently has. Because he would need the energy to cast the Glorybringer and then the energy to
that's
activate.
right.
Yep.
Man, I need to pay attention to lands.
Alright. That never to return feels really strong right now. He's going to remove that Hydra. Then he's going to make a 2-2. And Josh is now just put in a spot where he's going to have to hold back that Whirl of Virtuoso to block. And Michael just has so much going for him at this point.
also has Scarab God in his hand if any of this gets out of hand for some reason, but I don't see it.
He has Scarab God and Ribbons in his graveyard.
Right. I don't think he's in a bad spot.
So
I just don't think there's a draw for Josh.
Not at the current moment that I can think of. So he has a blue card in hand, which is the
it's commit to
memory, and then he has. I'm not sure what the other card is. It looks
Harness Lightning.
like a red card, but I cannot quite tell. That's an
Aether
Aether Hub. That is an Aether Hub. That never to return number 2 feels like it's a pretty big game here. Alright, so getting in there with his dinosaur again, choosing not to use the never return because there's really no need to be that aggressive. You have the long game in your favor, and right now you don't need to like overextend into anything. You're not trying to
end. There's no need to use your resources.
Like, you don't need to end the game quickly because you have a Ribbons in your graveyard, you have an active Escanta, and you have a
Scarab God.
Yeah, and a Scarab God. There's just so little that Josh can actually do at this point. And because of having the zombie, even a Chandra top deck doesn't actually do anything. So what do you think of the notes we got there? By notes, I mean matchups, plans, etc. Alright, so Josh is commit to remembering the token to prevent that damage. No, it's not even to prevent damage.
Michael really wants to draw 7 off of the memory.
Yes! We shuffle our hand and graveyard in? Yep. Shuffle your hand and graveyard. Yeah. Don't shuffle. Oh, you're saying don't shuffle this in? Oh, yeah. Yeah, because it's... Yeah, because that makes sense. Yeah.
So,
Draw 7.
Andrew and they are trying to avoid anything else being shuffled in accidentally. We don't need another hand being shuffled in or a card that should be an Aftermath zone, also known as the Exile zone.
Yeah.
The Shadow Realm, if you will.
The Shadow Realm. I mean, Michael really, really putting his faith in the heart of the cards, picking up 7, and also Escanta picking up an 8th card. Possibly?
I don't think that Josh... Like, I get that Josh may have needed to do that, but
I think he wanted to cast it. I think he just wanted to cast it.
I think the thing is he may have realized the game was over, and he'd rather just take a shot.
Yeah, there's also the chance that Michael could whiff and just fine. Not
And honestly,
stuff.
it doesn't look like he drew into that much.
There's a Scarab God.
I mean, it's a Scarab God, but, like, there's no graveyard.
That's fair. Top 4, Scarab God, land, Lightning Strike.
That Lightning Strike is super relevant. He has 4, 8, 9 mana, so...
10.
10 mana?
Or no.
Yeah, he'll have
You're
9
counting
mana.
his line drop. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll have 9 mana. So he can kill Josh here. Josh is dead. No, wait, no, shuffled in the Aftermath card. Never mind, Josh is not dead.
Josh is not dead. Josh is, he has a very big boo-boo. It's not feeling great.
That being said, I think that Michael has an opt in hand, I believe. I think he just popped that off.
We're going to see a Scarab God.
Yeah, man.
The Scarab God.
Not holding up the Escanta feels incorrect.
You're not really losing anything.
You don't lose
anything.
anything.
It up.
Like, it makes holding up the mana a lot less suspicious.
Yeah.
I just realized this match has been going for a while.
It has. It's already a little past 10, and we have 2 more rounds to go.
1 to 2 more rounds. Oh wait, 1 to 2 more rounds, yeah. There'll probably be a brief intermission while I just have to sleep up a couple more cards to my deck, but that'll take me like 1 minute. And then I'll be able to get in there and I'll be Obzon versus Teamer. Alright, so
Here's the op. Super suspicious.
Alright.
Are we gonna impulse now? Oh. Opt for the counterspell.
Andrew being
Very helpful.
marvelous as always and helping me out by getting my deck ready for the next one. Alright, so
He's sleeving cards after I cut the cards. Like, do we need to shine your shoes now?
alright, is
I get the scrub because I have
I think we're gonna see a game 3 here.
I almost definitely seeing game 3. Okay.
Okay.
And
Does he just oh okay, he has the lightning strike in hand.
shot block, take 2, go to 3, strike your face.
Yep. Okay. Going game 3 here.
Yeah. And here we are.
Okay, well, so oh boy.
Oh boy.
I'm not gonna lie, there's not like a whole lot going on in that matchup that's like relevant to talk about.
It's just kind of, here's my creature, here's my removal, here's my 2 creatures, here's
Yeah.
my board wipe.
It's, I mean, like, the deck, Crixus Amulet is kind of interesting to watch. I still personally don't care for it all that much, but I certainly do see the draw to it. Thoughts, Sebastian? I'm
I see what you're saying.
okay.
I don't think that deck's great. But
Constructive criticism.
constructive criticism. I don't think it's great. But you get to play big spells.
Yeah.
Not really constructive, just a fact.
I think Teamer Energy is good. You get to play Teamer and spells that create energy. It's a deck, that one.
Congratulations. What did you win? 1 spook. You've been spooked like 3 or 4 times tonight.
I get spooked by my own shadow. Like, I'm the biggest horror movie buff, but then, like, if anything, like, slightly spoopy happens in real life, I'm like,
Anything
nah.
outside of a dark room and a TV and creepy noises.
Like,
Except somebody, like...
I'm basically,
somebody
like...
drops their phone and then you fly through the ceiling.
Alright, so fun story for those at home. While
Because we have time to talk about a story.
So there was a time when I was in high school and, like, so my friend, like, just used to, like, make loud noises and stuff all the time to scare me, and we'd sit beside each other in this one class, and at one point he just kind of, like, his pencil starts to roll off the table, and he just kind of, like, slightly moves his hand to catch it. I jump straight out of my desk, like a foot off of my desk, and fall onto the ground.
Because he moved his hand to catch his pencil.
Like, it wasn't even to catch, it was just to stop it from rolling. It was like...
Oh, he was just moving his hand over because it started rolling.
He literally just moved it an inch over, like, slowly. And I just, like, jumped straight on my desk and landed on the floor. And, like, everyone in the class was like, what the hell? And then my friend was like, why?
What did I do? I had a pencil, and I wanted to keep the pencil on the desk. And then you're Astro Boy. You just take off because he tried to stop his pencil.
Oh, man.
Fun days.
Michael stating more facts.
That is in fact a hand. Josh on the play. Land, go. No attune.
Alright, so... Wait, I just realized I am the biggest idiot.
What have you been doing? We have deck lists.
I didn't have the amulet deck pulled up while we were watching these games.
Whoa, you mean I can read cards?
Yeah, I know, right?
There's a lot of stuff. I'm like, yeah, that card seems good. I don't know what it does, but it seems great. What? There it is.
Okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah, uh-huh.
Sebastian just reading some cards that he did not know what they actually did.
Uh-huh.
And we're just kind of... Right now we're going through the earlier states of this game.
Wow.
Where,
4. That seems really good.
There's not a whole lot going on.
So Michael plays 4 Island in his deck. This seems incredibly strong. We see one in his opening hand this game. It seems to be in a pretty good spot. Island is a great Magic card. Both players do have one. Not in play, but... What? Wait. There's only one person that calls me Roberto, and it's actually Woboito. I'm on to you, Deus. I'm on to you. Oh, it has to be.
Okay. I figured that from the Death and Taxes comment.
Yeah.
Alright, so...
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
whoa! What?
Josh, being the spiciest man alive.
Alright.
Nissa, Steward of Elements. +2 is Scry 2. Yeah, plus is Scry 2.
Alright, 1 second. We're pulling this up right now.
She's actually very stock in the sideboards now.
Is she?
Okay, well...
Yes.
Stock in the sideboards.
Stock and sideboards, I'm terrible at everything. Alright, so she enters battle with X loyalty counters where this case it was 1.
Mana cost is blue-green X.
It's... Okay. +2 to Scry 2. Not much stock right there. 0, look at top card of your library. If it's land card or a creature card with convert my cost less or equal to the amount of loyalty counters on this stored elements, you may put the card on the battlefield. And then -6 is untap up to 2 target lands. They become 5/5 elemental creatures with flying and haste until end of turn, and they are still lands.
So you start flooding, you top deck your Nista, and you've got like 9 lands in play.
Mm-hmm.
So you immediately ult and crash their face in.
Yep. That or you just get her up to like 5 loyalty and you just start zeroing her.
I mean, and also being to once you hit your land drops, being able to scry and only hit relevant cards.
Yes.
Is super strong.
She actually is a strong card. And I'm glad to see her getting some amount of play.
I just never thought she had a home, but I'm glad she found one.
Alright, so Michael just kind of throwing down her sorcery cards. Hoping that they're good enough.
Just hoping.
So, Josh has access to a commit to memory and an abrade. Okay. That's really good.
Really good. Scry 2.
My boy. Everything good, Coy? Let me grab you a Coke real quick, my man.
Thank you for helping us out with the mic issue. Did you find out what the problem was, or did you just kind of like...
Yes. My phone
It
was
was a
plugged into the
sneaky
computer.
phone. Found its way into charging up the computer's USB ports that we are streaming from.
Huh.
Okay, so the issue here was that Andrew hooked up his phone to the computer that is currently running the stream setup, and it created some issues. So we fixed those issues.
By unplugging said phone.
The best part is, the phone was plugged in at the beginning of the day.
Okay.
The issues did not happen until like halfway through.
The computer was just like, whoa, what's this? I don't like this.
Incredibly delayed, an hour and a half in.
Yeah, it came and went. It wasn't consistent.
That's weird.
Okay,
So notes to take. Don't try to use as few USB ports as possible.
don't try to use this few?
Huh?
You said don't try to use this few.
Oh, do try to use as few USB ports as possible.
What if I just put something in every USB port?
Well, then,
I'll just shove a potato in there.
the stream's going to sound like that potato.
Amazing.
Well, we mill
Alright.
land, draw for Michael.
So it looked like Michael does not have a fourth land and was considering whether or not he wanted the land in the battlefield
The
tap,
fifth land.
the fifth land, whether or not he wanted the ETB tap land or if he wanted to continue on.
So Michael thinking about what he wants to do with his 4 mana here.
Yep.
2, we're going to see a cut on the Long Tusk Cub. Get that taken care of.
Yep. Trying to cut back on the amount of cards that Josh has in play, and
Nathaniel, you have 3 people looking at you. You know what you've done.
I'm sorry, I don't know why I did.
We're going to have to cut you out of the stream. We're having a couple issues.
Okay.
Nissa.
I did not know
Oh
that
no,
she
yeah,
was stuck.
it's because it's so good against the blue black deck.
That makes so much sense. Yeah, like I had been focusing on Modern for a little bit and kind of like glazed over the innovations of recent Standard.
Yeah, if it goes on the board, it just starts to say put an uncounterable permanent into play every turn.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's real strong.
And when you hit the perfect scries for draw for turn into creature to throw into play.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So I think my reaction was just more over exaggerated for the fact of being entertaining.
Oh, absolutely.
So Michael's having some issues with that consistency right now.
Pass turn with
And it kind of looks like what we were talking about earlier is happening right now, and that Josh just has efficient threats in play. He's probably holding up some form of disruption. He's already cast disruption on the amulet, and Michael's just isn't able to really do much.
Nissa just keeps going up.
Nissa keeps going up, and next turn he can ultimate the Nissa.
And get in for lethal, which is hard for... You can, ooh. I wonder if if Josh does go for an ultimate, if it's going to be with Michael having a disallow up.
So force him to have the disallow. But the thing is, if he's holding him disallow for the Nissa activation, how is he handling the lethal bristling Hydra?
Oh yeah. Wow. Michael's just,
Michael, not in a great spot.
no.
What is that?
I misspelled devastation. It's fine. It's fine.
It'll be fine.
Power devastation?
Yeah, so...
All creatures
there we
is
go.
indestructible, deal 5 damage to all creatures and planeswalkers.
Yeah.
A non-bolus.
Non-bolus
Alright.
planeswalker.
So, anyways, so the game's over. Team Energy just not losing. Alright, well, I'm going to get in there. I'm going to play some tokens. Andrew is going to take over my spot.
Yay.
And you're going to have good old Sebastian Andrew commentary. I'm sure it'll be great.
Good old Seabass.
All right. Well,
I just listed...
all right, got it. Thank you.
Can I just check one thing real quick?
There are none in the 75.
Okay. Okay, the Vraska's going to join.
All right. So, that's been pretty interesting. The different decks we've played, the matches we've seen, it's been pretty fun.
It has. And now we get to see Absent Tokens, a deck I've wanted to test out for a little while, and now we get to see it play.
I also think we're seeing it in the matchup where it's supposed to shine.
Mm-hmm.
This and Ramunap. I think those are the two matchups that this deck was really built for.
Right.
Gumming up the ground, really, really good against a teamer. But as I learned over this last weekend, gumming up the ground not good enough.
No, you need a little bit more push than that, and Vraska is very good at cleaning up that.
Hopefully Vraska does give the edge that it needs to be able to actually win the game in the long run. Because there's just a lot that you have to answer out of teamer. Also, a big part about Abzan tokens over something else similar to like what I was trying Monument is that they have access to the card Anointer Priest. And Anointer Priest does actually matter a lot in this matchup because it's going to gain a lot of life for Nathaniel to allow him to take hits from different... To allow him to take hits from things like the tokens off Josh's Whirler Virtuoso, allow him to take a couple hits off of the Glory Ringers. And the reason the camera was gone is because while we were doing the intermission between getting the different players out there, getting me in here, we went ahead and
we have a little static screen we put up just so we don't see people running around and getting set up. Just so have something that looks nice while we're switching over through things. Josh is going to get wrecked. Sorry, Josh, but
box cars.
Boxcars.
Yeah, he rolled a 6 or a 12.
I didn't see it.
It was good. These Nathaniel's notes. He even finished the notes. What a fool. Did he shuffle the white card? Okay. Hold up. There are checklists in his deck, and he shuffled the flip card in because he's a fool.
What a fool.
What a fool. He doesn't understand.
I'll have to go help him.
Let's go help him. I put checklists in your deck because I had Legion's Landing checklists.
That explains it.
We're good?
Yeah.
Nathaniel had a little confusion.
I think am I the only one on the team that plays with checklist cards?
Yes.
I think so.
Foolish.
I prefer to play with checklist cards when I'm on Delver, but somehow lost mine. Silly checklist cards.
And I did that on purpose. Put them in a entirely different sleeve on purpose.
Just so
everything was to make it obvious, but Nathaniel oblivious.
That's not new.
I guess a Rootbound Crag start. If it's a Rootbound Crag start, I would have actually preferred to just see the Rootbound Crag on turn 1. For the factor of if he has like any of the green-blue duels, it's effectively doing the same thing, but make sure that the fast lands come into play untapped when they need to. Weird little sequencing that I see a lot, that the energy players will put their mountain into play first if they have the Rootbound Crag, which I just find kind of strange. Revolt value. Get some servos, start the grind. So this is really important for Nathaniel to just get this early grind going. With Hidden Stockpile, he's going to be able to just generate servos off of every revolt for the rest of the game, on his turn at least. And even in any situation that he has where he has excess mana lying around, he's able to just sacrifice the token and go ahead and just get a new free one and see a card deeper. 1 mana.
Is it?
Yeah, it is not just sacrifice a permanent...
1 colorless mana, sacrifice a creature, Scry one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Just another Evolving Wilds here, going to go ahead and give Nathaniel the ability to just generate token value without having to really push any, do anything to his board. Nathaniel's deck, primarily a white-black deck, as you see. I'm not getting any forests, with the only green card in his main deck being 3 copies of Vraska. And in his sideboard, the only green card in his deck
Is Vraska.
is Vraska.
Very, very light green splash.
I'm So Josh here, as far as it goes, there's not a lot of plays that he can do that actually will start to matter here. Having to harness lightning a guy, not even getting any value off of the energy here, definitely not great for him. And at least it lets him actually punch in here, but it's not going to have a gigantic effect on the lasting parts of the game state.
Right.
Is his hand just like stock full of Evolving Wilds? I couldn't tell if that was a second Evolving Wilds or a second Anointed Procession. I know he picked up a Procession for turn.
Looks like 2 Evolving Wilds.
Which is great here, because triggering Revolt on his turn is very important in this stage of the game, because it means that he's going to keep generating these servos.
Mhm.
So, important cards that Nathaniel has in a situation like this is, well, Vraska herself, cast outs to be able to answer problem permanents, which there's one, and what did that answer exactly?
Long Tusk Cub.
Just a Long Tusk Cub, just getting it off the board so it doesn't become a problem. Fatal Push also has that type of ability. Nathaniel's deck actually able to trigger Revolt more often than every other deck in the format.
Mm-hmm.
Start to finish can be rather powerful, but a 6-mana play to actually do both sides on the same turn. And then something like Fumigate, just being able to clean up a board. Main decking Fumigate against a deck like Temur Energy is very powerful, because Temur Energy's game 1 game plan is to just get on the board and get ahead of you.
As quickly as possible, as hard as possible. And then Fumigate's just great. Even if Nathaniel's losing tokens, if he knows he's going to see Fumigate, or his out is Fumigate, he can use his tokens to preserve his life total until he finds his Fumigate, or does land his Fumigate.
And even in a situation where he has tokens left over, the Fumigate will still gain him a life for each of the tokens that he ends up killing.
Right.
So Nathaniel's hand, pretty heavy on lands, start to finish in hand, which will be a 6-mana play to be able to make a 1/1 and kill something. Finish also costing 2 and a black. Has another Evolving Wilds here, and it's probably just going to be a start. But otherwise, I see Nathaniel's hand is pretty land heavy.
We're going to see a Negate.
A negate on the start. Josh on the main deck negate thing.
Not bad.
And mainboard Supreme Will.
I like mainboard Supreme Will more than I like mainboard negate.
And a deck like Temur, yeah, I can agree.
Your Evolving Wilds is finding that forest and getting another servo. And Nathaniel's able to perceive his life total, but if Josh is able to play a land into a Glorybringer, Josh just wins. But he has missed land drops, but there is land 5, and if he has the Glorybringer, it's a quick and easy game here. With the hesitation, less likely to think he has it.
Yeah, we see Supreme Will and another card I can't quite make out. Rogue Refiner? I think it's Supreme Will Rogue Refiner.
Mm-hmm. These main deck interaction spells mattering a lot in this situation, where Nathaniel's like out here with Fumigate, but a Fumigate getting countered is just lethal from his side of the board. And yeah, here's Fumigate, here's Supreme Will, and well, that puts him to 1.
Oh.
Currently he only
okay.
has access to 5, but that's putting you to 1. Temur has a lot of ways to deal 1 damage off of no board. And a commit to memory. He's on a lot of blue interaction game 1.
Yes.
He de-sideboarded, right? We saw him de-sideboard, right?
Definitely decided.
Okay.
So here's Rogue Refiner.
Yep. Rogue Refiner is kind of interesting. Commit to memory. I can't exactly remember the mana cost on commit to memory.
4.
Okay.
4 to bounce a spell or creature.
7?
It's 4/6.
4/6?
Yep.
Okay.
Alright, thank you for that. What the heck did I do?
Should remember that I played it a ton in blue-red control.
I have not really played with the card almost at all.
It was played really heavily in blue-red control during Marvel Standard because it was one of your few ways of answering Gideon ally.
Mm-hmm.
Because that deck just cannot be resolved planeswalkers. Could not.
Alright, so Nathaniel just picking up a whole bunch of lands, not really have anything to be able to interact with. I'm not a big fan of Josh extending that Rogue Refiner into the board, just because of the factor that he already had lethal, and I guess plays around just a double token maker. But there are just so many situations where Nathaniel's able to just kill him from that situation of Josh. I don't know where I was going.
Lost it.
Oh, I definitely lost it. I went somewhere else.
It was the ghost. Took your words away.
Absolutely.
It is Spoopy Ween with the Spoopy stream.
So in this matchup, the only cards that really want to come in my opinion, is the Bontu and the double Angel of Sanctions. And then he's taking out one of the Argyl's Blood Feast, it looks like. The one main deck.
Yeah.
And then, as far as it goes, I think he doesn't want... Let's take a look at the list. 4 Niner Priest, those are good. Vraska's obviously good. The treasure map's kind of too cute, in my opinion. I might take it out in this situation. And then, he's going to go ahead and go to the same thought. Is he not bringing the Bontu's Last Reckoning in? Okay, just bringing in the double Angel of Sanctions seems fine to me. If you're not really thinking that there's anything to cut, there's no reason to try to force cards in. He could submit 61, which isn't actually terrible, and a lot of people are super afraid of doing. But Bontu's Last Reckoning is good, but I don't think it's just an end-all be-all card in the matchup. And from Josh's side, bringing in double Spell Pierce, double Negate, and I didn't get a great glimpse at the last card.
Some snake. That's what it looks like. Some snake.
It was a snake?
I don't know.
Maybe it's a Ronus?
It was definitely not a Ronus.
Okay, that's a snake.
It's something. I have no idea. Do we have this list?
We do not.
Well,
I would
Find
assume
out.
this is like the most recent teamer list that's done well.
Potentially, but he's playing with a bunch of weird cards main deck. I mean, like the main deck Negate is just like the most kind of bizarre thing.
what about the commit?
The commit memory, as mentioned, Huey actually had in his main deck at Worlds.
Did he?
Yeah. Thank you for that. One coup, one Abrade, double Acid Scatter, and double Magma Spray being taken out. One for wanting the Abzan Tokens deck, not great. And only 4 creature cards that the Essence Scatters can counter.
And they're not even great things to counter.
Not at all. Alright. So let's see if we can beat Teamer today.
Maybe.
I mean, there's a reason it's one of the best decks.
I don't think it's one.
You think it's the?
I think it's the. There's one deck in the format that consistently beats it.
Which is?
Blue-Black Control.
But Blue Black Control has not a wonderful time in many other spots.
Exactly.
Which is why we saw Blue Black Control at Worlds, is because if you're expecting the best deck, Teamer Energy, you're going to go super hard on what beats Teamer Energy.
Mm-hmm. And then you're having a pretty similar start, not being able to make the server on turn 2, but does have the hidden stockpile. Josh here going to have server no conduit. So both of them having pretty much exactly what they want to start their game.
Mm-hmm.
For Nathaniel's side, as far as something to do on 3 goes, his deck's actually pretty light on that. He used multiple permanents here. It looks like he has a Fatal Push to take care of the Birds of Paradise, and a Legion's Landing here, make a
Not
vampire.
Bird.
Close enough.
2 mana, doesn't have flying, and
You-
it actually
I mean,
attacks
It's
with-
bolting the bird.
Yes, it's bolting the bird.
Except it's
bolting
not a
the
bolt and
servant.
not a bird.
Yes.
But we're bolting the bird.
It's doing the exact same thing, and it's magic analogy.
No.
All right.
It is, Andrew. We understand. Michael may not.
What's magic?
Harness lighting the Legion Landing token. Gain Josh a little bit of energy, and not really much else to do. Josh's hand pretty light, it looks like, on actual things to do.
Double Glorybringer, Bristling Hydra, and 2 others.
Okay.
Is that double Hydra, double Glorybringer?
That might be rough in the situation
Yeah.
that he's in with mana.
Bolting that bird.
Bolt the bird.
Bolt the bird.
Here's a forest. Triggers Revolt for the hidden stockpile. And let's see if he has any of the cards that might matter in this situation. 4 mana being tapped, and there's Anointed Procession. And now Nathaniel's going to start what the deck does. Here's 2 servos at the end of turn instead of just 1.
Pow, pow, pow. Here we go.
And now Josh is hard pressed to answer the Anointed Procession
But
and
also
get
find life
on the
drop.
board.
Well, here's the land.
ETB's tapped.
Oh, feels bad.
Sweet Root Bound Crag.
So good. At least it's got a dinosaur on it. That's neat. Pass the turn.
And now Nathaniel gets to do the value game where he can sacrifice a servo to make 2.
You hit, sack 1, make 2.
Mm-hmm.
It's not an awful engine.
Pretty okay.
Chugga chugga.
Sack. Do a scry. There's another Legion's Landing. Don't really need that. End of turn. Here's some more servos.
The Legion's Landing gets some 3 tokens, though.
It only gets
4 tokens.
Yeah, it does get a decent amount. It makes it to where it doesn't have to do the scry play, but for the most part, Nathaniel's pretty happy with just sitting back on the scry play for the rest of the game.
1 for 1 my token? Absolutely.
Well, at least Josh gains a little bit of energy, right?
Yeah, then very relevant. Another harness
Pick up
lighting.
another Harness Lightning. Well, here's a Bristling Hydra, and exactly the situation he wants to be in, right? Where your Abzan token's opponent has the engine going and you don't have any interaction for it.
Right, that's
That's exactly where you want it.
That's not really where you want it. Don't,
All right.
Don't be Josh. Don't be in this spot.
The best part is Nathaniel can just attack with these servos and doesn't even have to make the hidden stockpile sacrifice if he doesn't want to.
Yeah.
There's another stockpile.
Let's make it 3.
Now we're at 4. No, it's 4.
Oh, come on and slam.
Attack. And, I mean, you might as well block. He has the Evolving Wilds. But it just gets sacked, like... There's just... I don't like scrying first.
You don't?
Well, there's Evolving Wilds.
Doesn't have to crack it.
You can save it.
I mean, if he wants to save it, he can, but he's pretty much doing this for the rest of the game. Make 4 servos. I don't think I have that many servos, but it looks like Nathaniel actually came with his own servos.
They're my servos, Andrew.
How many do you have? A ton, right? Like infinite?
Not enough.
Matching art, I think I maxed at like 7 or 8 matching
Okay.
art. But I've got like 15, 20,
Okay.
20 servos,
I think you'll still need more.
probably. With
Once
this
we get
engine.
to, if we get to second procession,
Oh, well then, like the game's just we don't need that.
Josh is allowed to keep playing if he wants to.
No, he's more than allowed to keep playing. Encouraged to keep playing, but then stare down of
Maybe he'll see a Shock Maw Dragon.
Slumguard, the Drifting Death. Please come back.
Attack.
He attacked.
The
He's not protected.
we're not scrying? Well, I guess he already knows that it's an Anointed Priest. Which this Anointed Priest is going to start saying gain for life every turn.
I want to play this deck so bad. How much does it even cost? Where? How much are Vraskas? That's
Vraska's...
That's a decent amount.
I think they're 20s now, because this deck's really popular right now.
is it really? Yeah.
Yeah, 20. And then Anointed Processions are 10, Legion's Landings are 10.
Anointed Procession is 10 now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Deck's real popular.
It's
Uh,
stayed at a fairly decent price because
And then otherwise it's
I've
just
got
land
4
base.
yards. Basic. So 60 in Vraskas, 100, 120. We're looking at, like, I've got fatal pushes.
So, end step here, he gets 4 servos, and then now on Josh's end step can activate a Danto, make 2 vampires, gain 2 life.
Oh, this is just nutty.
Lightnings must have went down. I know that they were actually pretty high for a bit. Here's Glorybringer, right? That's exactly what he needs.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, if he kills the Anointer Priest, Nathaniel could just get 2 Anointer Priests.
Yeah, Josh is saying, no, Exert. It doesn't help me out.
Gain 2 more life, so take 0 damage from this Glorybringer, effectively.
And you can just do that forever. Yeah.
And move into game 3, and we see why the Adds and Tokens deck is really good against Teamer.
Clogging up the glass.
Nathaniel saying he still had a Fumigate left over.
After I trade my tokens for your board, what's
After
that?
I trade my tokens for your board, let me Fumigate and then put 4 more tokens into play on the end of turn.
Just in case. Oh, man.
The deck in the games that it wins is so impressive. But in the games that it loses, you're like, oh, look at all my enchantments.
That do nothing.
Like, if you're, like, doing your thing against, say, a control deck, if you're playing against, like, Approach, and they just go, like, turn 5 Fumigate, your entire board's gone, gain, like, 15.
Mm-hmm.
And then you don't have enough ability to, like, race something like Approach, which is why you have to play, like, 4x Duress and 3x Argyl's Blood Feast after game 2.
Right.
And Lost Legacy to get rid of the Approach. Man, this deck beats up on Approach in sideboard.
In sideboard, yeah. I feel like most of standard sideboards is Duresses and Negates and other control hate. Because you have to have it.
Well, even, like, Blue-Black has 4 Duress and 4 Negate. Like, he's gonna play both. But yeah, just beating up on the control. You have to have... Every single deck that has Island in it plays 4 Negate in its sideboard.
Mm-hmm. Every single one.
Unless you're maining them.
Then you'll be like 3-1. I'm pretty sure Josh is 3-1.
He's 2-1.
Is
He
he?
has 2 Spell Pierces sideboard, which I do not like.
I feel like Spell Pierce would be the thing in main deck and Negate would be the thing in sideboard if you're making a split.
I just don't think Teamer wants to play the tempo game as much. I actually feel like in sideboard they want to play the like creature control game,
Right.
which is what they're much better at doing.
Tutor up a mountain past turn. And how does Nathaniel start? Does he have a landing? Does he just get this creature down right now?
Legion landing on 1 is one of the
forest.
better starts. But here's Renegade map, which will turn on the hidden stockpile if he has it on turn 2 again.
Right.
Making the joke on telling Nathaniel not to have the Legion or the hidden stockpile again. But I think he's probably just leading on turn 2 Anointer Priest here. That at least looks like what I can see of his hand.
It looks like cast out map and Order Priest and then Nathaniel speeding through his hand. Not letting us see anything.
He has to... The map is his second land drop.
He's fine.
Well, that's rough still, though. It's...
No, it doesn't feel great. Like, playing the Grixis improvised deck, when you're keeping, like, fast land map, it feels bad, but you can do it. Especially double map.
Yeah, the double
Like,
map hand.
Sure, you're slow, but now your hand is all gas.
It still has nothing. Cycle a cast out, which doesn't feel great because cast out in Glorybringer doesn't matter, but he's in a situation where he needs to be able to find things to do. I think he picked up another land of some sort.
See you, Michael.
And there's the hidden stockpile. He does have it. So you can attempt to play it, probably gets countered in some way. Yep. There's the Spell Pierce actually mattering, but the 2 mana not mattering, more than likely. Play land, and it looks like it's either another map or there's the Legion's Landing. Legion's Landing, make a vampire, and he's at least on the board now in some sense. And yet again,
The 1 mana mattered.
I guess it did. We got a situation where it is, but the 1 mana mattered so that Josh could 1-for-1 with a token.
It's not great.
It's not great.
As Josh said, it's gross.
And I mean, Nathaniel's hand's still I mean, obviously full. Most of what he's been doing is he's been cycling around for lands. And Josh here, no turn 4 play. Nathaniel finds the land, has Anointer Priest into second Anointer Priest.
Well,
And Anointer Priest, a 1/3? Yeah.
Yep.
1/3 whenever a token enters the battlefield under your control, gain a life, and then it embalms for 3 and a white. So, just hold in the fort, and again, Josh passing on 5.
does he?
His entire hand has to be interaction, which just means that Nathaniel's game plan is just going to be able to kind of,
Just run away.
yeah. When you're playing a deck like Teamer, you need to be on the board at some point. Even just a turn 2 Servant of the Conduit to attack it here and there is extremely important, but Nathaniel is going to pass back. It looks like he's holding back on things like Anointed Procession, while Josh sits around and just kind of holds up his negates. And that's not a confiscation coup, is
That
it?
is confiscation coup, harness lightning, green spell, red spell.
Why is coup still? Is it to take the Angel of Sanctions that he expects Nathaniel to have? So you can take his Oblivion Ring, and that attacks.
Yeah, that's about it. Is it just artifact creature?
Mm-hmm. Confiscation coup is either an artifact or a creature. You can pay 5 mana with it, and take a token and gain 4 energy.
So it's servant holding up the 5 mana for confiscation.
Well, coup's a sorcery, but
Okay.
servant,
Harness
and
lightning,
then
negate.
he has a negate and a harness lightning, yeah. And I think he just wants to keep trying to interact. These Anointed Priest no longer can come in unless he wants to just push 1 damage to return. And here's 5 mana Angel of Sanctions, and he's just playing it into take your Servant of the Conduit because there's not really much else to do. And if Josh doesn't have any realistic interaction for this, which he does, that's not the harness lightning. And killing an Anointed Priest, and not exactly the thing you want to be doing all that much. I think killing the Anointed Priest definitely a little telling as to the factor that he's going to take the Angel. But taking the Angel, again, just not really going to have that much of an impact on the board as it stands. So he'll be able to keep Botanical Sanctum, Angel, Aether Hub, or in this situation, it looks like he's going to keep Mountain Botanical Sanctum up. Coup the Angel. So
Sure.
Josh has to spend 1 energy to do this. So Josh down to 7, and no, never leaves the
Stays out.
battlefield. I think he misunderstood how swapping control and Oblivion Ring style effect
Right.
work. So there's an Angel of Sanctions.
Really?
Take Josh's Angel Sanctions. He gets the. I mean, take the Angel Sanctions. So now, if one Angel Sanction dies, then the other Angel Sanctions will come back and be able to take something else.
This is just.
Maybe we'll. I believe Angel Sanctions in the new age where it says permanent opponent controls. Okay, so you can't just like troll him and
Stack up your angels.
Oblivion Ring loop.
Yeah.
The best way to crash Magic Online with Oblivion Ring loop.
That just sounds bad.
No permanence in play, except for an Oblivion Ring on an Oblivion Ring. Cast another Oblivion Ring. It's a mandatory effect.
That's so bad.
They just keep cycling with each other. It's fantastic. Legion's Landing. Get a token, gain a life. Missed a life. Foolish.
Foolish Nathaniel.
Is that 12? 12 energy, so he can just make a ton, but negate the fatal push. Just has Selesnya up, and I mean, even in this situation, here's 4 tokens, and I mean, Nathaniel has the ability to just block, and with the extra life that his deck generates, very able to just race this.
Yeah, very. Anointed Priest getting back any life you're losing from these transactions, but Angel just sitting there and stalling out super hard.
He's also just in the situation where on Nathaniel's next turn, he can embalm an Anointed Priest, which will gain him 2 life. And again, like I said, these tokens just get blocked by these Angel sanctions right now because it's a 3/4 flyer. And now we're at the situation where Nathaniel can just attack if he wants to flip his Legion's Landing. And he does. He's in no fear of dying to anything that Josh has active. And Adonto the First Fork comes into play, and it looks like he has a Fumigate in his hand.
Ooh, spicy.
And without the negate that was left over by trying to keep the Whirler Virtuoso, which is kind of interesting. If he was planning on just spending the 12 energy, I think it's right to just let your Whirler Virtuoso die and just make the 4 tokens.
Right. I don't think waiting around for another energy card to make one more token mattered too much.
Yeah, it's kind of weird there that he's not going to block the ground creatures. So he is super free. He can put the Whirler Virtuoso in one of the 2/2s in front of the Anointer Priest. Because it's just a 1/3. I don't see a situation where blocking the 1/3 is going to punish Josh. But here's 2 mana. Is that a stockpile, or are we just going towards the Fumigate here? And it looks like we're going towards Fumigate. The Fumigate will leave Nathaniel with an Angel of Sanctions, and it will give him a total of 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So Nathaniel up to 29, and still has a 3/4 in play, and then 3 embalm creatures in his graveyard.
Angel has Embalm.
It does.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Josh on top deck mode. Nathaniel at 29 with 3 cards in
3
hand.
cards in hand and 3 embalm creatures in the graveyard.
I think it's...
We're definitely at the situation to where it looks like this is the reason why this deck is good in this matchup.
It is designed to beat this man. Yeah.
There's an Anointed Procession.
If you don't have the counter.
There's the...
Oh, dear.
There's an Anointed Priest.
Sorry, Josh. I don't believe in you.
Bonfire of the Damned.
Not even going to do it.
Darn. Nathaniel having a good little laugh down there. Having himself a chuckle. And he's just at this situation where he's just like extremely ahead, and there's realistically just nothing in Josh's deck that gets him out of this situation.
No. Unless you commit to memory, throw back his embalm stuff, hope he whiffs on his draws, and you draw straight gas.
So you let your opponent draw 7 cards, and then they're the one that untap their lands first. Mm-hmm. That's why I think commit to memory is a ridiculous Magic card that people play.
Yeah, I don't think it's great.
So,
Josh just saying, just lay it out.
Just put it in play. 4 mana, is that another procession?
It looked like cast. Okay.
Oh, we're embalming. Okay, so we have 2 Anointer Priests, so we'll gain 4. They do. Fumigate. Oh shit! There's There's
an Anointed Procession.
So he gains a total of 6.
Why am I not playing this right now? Oh, that looks too fun.
Slam 3 in the air. Play Legion's Lightning, gain another 3. Oh no, gain 6 because there's 2 tokens.
Wait, 1, 2, 3. Gain, yeah.
Because there's that dice there is to represent that there are 2 embalmed. If you do play this deck, have like 8 of each of your embalmed creature tokens. So like 8 Anointer Procession embalmed tokens.
Probably interested in that. I don't know. I'm going to do the smart thing
and test it.
And test it before I just like here's
Grixis improvise.
$180. Well, thing is I didn't spend but maybe $12 on that and then go, wait a second, this is garbage.
So we'll make 2 Angel of Sanctions.
Gaining 6. Double
Josh making you can embalm that. go to 47. Kill you.
Disgusting.
And that's why that deck's good.
Well, that was Team Rivers tokens. Now, are we going to play one more match?
I don't know. It is 11. It is 11.
It is 11. I'll go find out what's going on.
All right. We'll be back in but just a moment. All right. So we've come to the conclusion that we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for now. Thank you all who have joined us for tonight.
All of the new followers, thank you for stopping by and following.
It has been rather fun. And from the basement, you all have a great rest of your night.
Great Halloween.
Great Halloween. Happy Spooky Day. Enjoy yourselves.